What's up, everyone? Nick the Comic Nerd. I'm here to do Nick's Nerd Word, my comic book reviews from Monday the 13th to today the 19th. I'm going to make this one actually real quick. I'm going to try and only do this in about 10 minutes because Mark over at Legion of Comics is doing At Week's End right now, and there's a lot of really good conversation going on between the panel members and the chat. So I want to kind of get back into that, and I've been reading more of Invincible, and I'm at the point where my jaw is just dropped the whole time I'm reading, so I want to get back to that. Another thing is my giveaway is gonna be on my grandson giveaway winner. It's gonna be announced Tuesday. I'm only saying this because tomorrow I forgot I'm working 2 shifts, so I start at 8 and I'm not off until 11. It's a long day, so unless I end up coming on here and doing a quick unboxing, which I guess I could do at night, and then I'll do the giveaway announcement. So we'll see. It's either gonna be tomorrow night or Tuesday. So, but I want to dive into these books. And like I said, going to do it a little bit quick. So just to get into the next level of get back over to Legion of Comics and listen to the At Week's End. Spine Ticks, what's up, Sith? Dude, I literally signed onto my computer sitting in this chair last night. I had my fantasy baseball draft. This is my team, by the way. I might actually send you a picture of that. I turned on Spine Ticks and I had my hand on the desk like this, and that was at, I guess, I don't even remember what the last time I saw was maybe 1:15, and then I woke up and it was 2:45, and I was just like, oh crap. And I was very uncomfortable. My head hurt and everything. I was just so tired from the day, and our baseball draft is live, so it was 4.5 hours. It was a long day, and it was at my house. I had to set up, but yeah, crazy, dude. I didn't expect to fall asleep. Captain, what's up? Appreciate you hanging out. Decent week of reads. I got a lot done. I enjoyed just about everything I read. It's gonna be hard to pick my least favorite day of the week, but yeah, it's so crazy how I remember when I started watching you guys, you'd go all night. It was crazy. And then I thought I had asked you, I think you told me you were gonna do a premiere last night, and then I saw your Instagram and you drove 10 hours and then still did Spine Ticks. You're fucking nuts, dude. But I love it, dude. Oh, cool. Good luck, dude. I actually know it's super funny. Before I get into the comics, I had the first overall pick. I took Trey Turner. The draft ended and he hit the grand slam in front of all of my friends watching. They turned and looked at me and I was like, this is going to be one hell of a year. So, into comics. So, a few firsts for me. 1, 2, 3, 4 books that I read for the first time, or first issues, which is really cool. Starting off with Hell to Pay, then Charles Soule story through, is this Image? Yes, through Image Comics. Really good. Really, really, really good. I have to say, I was shocked how good this was. I forgot it was in my pile. I'm hoping I have issue 2. If not, I want to say this might be done already. I could be crazy wrong. I'm not sure because I feel like I've seen the trade for it at my LCS, but I'm not 100% sure. But this was fantastic. Basically, these two people are in love, and they're on a mission. They had their lives taken from them, basically, and they're given another chance and have to go find these coins and return them to somebody, and they're all super high valued and high end people have them, so the way they have to get them is pretty crazy, and they're supposed to get X amount of them, and when they do, they find an extra one, and they're like, oh my gosh, we were told there were 364 of them or something, and they learn that there's more than that, so they're like, all right, in order to continue with our lives, we're going to have to go find the rest. It was fantastic. Highly recommend to everybody. The Mandalorian issue number 5, great cover. I'm actually forgetting what happened to this one. Oh, this is the one where he has to help the new bounty hunter, and he's got to go find oh my god, what's her name? I can see her face. The girl bounty hunter. It's Fen, something Fen. Sith, please tell me you know who I'm talking about. Help me out. Anyways, it's how they end up teaming up with each other, and I can't believe I can't remember her name. How he ends up turning on the kid, the new rookie bounty hunter, and kind of teaming up with her instead. So I bet you by the end of this I end up remembering it, which is gonna suck. I'm gonna turn this off and be like, oh, her name is that. Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo, issue number 1. Fantastic. Very, very good. Fennec Shan, thank you so much. I knew. Thank you so much. Really great read. So there's like these new like Jokers, and they're kind of like vampire-y. That's the best way to describe it, to be honest. And the Joker's having issues getting rid of them, so he wants Batman's help, and he knows the only way to get Batman's help is to double cross him, and he goes and he kidnaps Jim Gordon, and Batman figures it out, and that's how it's going to go down. So they have to team up. Joker's like, you want Jim, you got to help me. That Batman and the Deadly Duo, the Joker, the Deadly Duo, was so much better than the Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing issue 2. This was decent. This is probably my least favorite read of the week. Basically, there's the two Jokers, the real Joker and the one who's the like imitative Joker who's killing a lot of people and doing bad. And Harley Quinn gets involved. And it's kind of cool how they twist this a little bit because Harley figures out she's not with the real Joker and made it really good. It makes it a little confusing because they kind of bounce back and forth and not really following like a regular line for the story. It's kind of a little all over the place, which is another reason I didn't love it. But it was decent. I think I have up to issue 4, so if by then it doesn't get good, I'm going to stop buying it. This was really good. Night of the Ghoul, issue number 2, I think of 3, so we're almost done. This was one of the Scott Tober books through Comixology. Really good. You learn a lot about the home that the writer of the movie is staying, the filmmaker is in. I can't remember his name, but the dad who showed up and his son, Orson, get into a little bit of trouble. They find Orson lurking around, end up kind of like punishing them, threatening to kick them out. And you find out a lot about the actual ghoul, where he came from, and how the protagonists end up getting their hands on some of these films. So it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. It's cool. It's really dark and twisted. Like you find out like the warden of the like home is actually the ghoul, they call it. So I guess like you're gonna see him come out. So in issue 3, I'm gonna guess you really see it finally, because he does some pretty sick stuff. This was another really confusing but good book. This is Behold Behemoth, issue number 1. I didn't grab any issues after this, but I am gonna see if my LCS still has issue number 2. Really cool. So basically, the protagonist is like I don't know if he's like a social worker or something, but he kind of like has these flashpoints where he kind of blacks out, or like he touches this little girl and like she sees him as the devil. So like you kind of wonder if he's the villain and the hero in this. And it goes back and forth where like she's like hiding, and he goes to like help her, and he's just sitting outside. She's like hiding in the cabinet, and he's just talking to her. And finally she trusts him, and she reaches for him, and he grabs her hands, and she sees him as the devil. He flashes back and then like flashes forward again. It's so crazy. It's a lot to do. But basically, like when he does the flashback, he sees himself doing something bad. Like he killed somebody in this. And then at the end, it flashes forward, and it's just him and her. It's very like Last of Us like in the final couple pages of this. And this giant monster just walks past both of them, and you wonder, like, is it a parallel universe thing? Is it the future? You see the little girl's name is Ren. You like wonder, like, oh, is it all at once? Is it like 3 parallel lines running, or is it the actual future? So I'm excited. I hope I can get my hands on issue 2. If not, I will go back and grab the trade. Not the end of the world. Indie trades are cool. I always enjoy indie trades, to be honest. Magic 20. This was so good. To be honest, it's crazy because this is Tezzeret. He was the most recent like antagonist in the whole thing. His arc is finally over, which is crazy because I think it was like a 6 or 7 issue arc, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I figured like he could always come back. He was kind of like half robot, half human, we'll say. And he was a really cool character because he was so violent and he was so vicious and so evil in all of his ways. The way he made all of like the planeswalkers and everybody like not turn against each other but doubt each other throughout the story. And it actually ended where they finally caught up with him and figured out how to destroy him. So really good. Might be my cover of the week, to be honest. Like I said, I truly enjoyed it. So I'm just checking. I got a text from work. Punisher 7. I have a feeling. Hey, Paul. Thank you for stopping by. I have a feeling because this and Daredevil are running a parallel line. I have a feeling I was supposed to read Daredevil like 7 first because there's a little bit of a plot hole missing, but um, I it was still good. So basically, Daredevil figured out that the Punisher is the Beast. He figured out that his wife is in the in like I guess you could call it the castle where the Punisher knows he's the Beast and he's fighting Daredevil, and it's a lot of back and forth too because you see a lot of the story from the point of Frank Castle's wife in this and how she like knows he's the good guy deep down inside, but at the same time like not. So it went back to like when he came home from the war and his PTSD. And she figures out like his war was at home. It wasn't like where he was in the actual fight, you know? And you see like how he was with his kids and how they were afraid of him, and his wife gets hurt and goes to the hospital. He's got to pick her up. He doesn't. And she finds him like sleeping in his tent in the backyard with the kids, and they trust him again. So, but it's sad because you still remember like she wakes up every day and asks like, are the kids alive? And he's always got to tell her like, no. Or this one, she kind of comes to the realization and she's like, are the kids here? She still goes, are our kids dead? And he goes, yeah. So like he realized that she realized, but Daredevil knows too. And he's trying to pull the Beast away from Frank Castle. So he actually he explains that he learned a spell from Doctor Strange, which was a cool little twist, I guess. I don't really see Daredevil and Doctor Strange working together, but he ends up trying to use it against the Punisher, and it doesn't work. And he's like, I'm just going to keep using it and keep using it. And so we'll see what happens, but I don't have much faith in the whole Doctor Strange twist with the spell. Last but not least, this was awesome. I was so excited to read this. Really happy I got my hands on it at my LCS. I'm glad that I actually had them go through it. I told you guys that there was some stuff for consignment. This was one of them. I read the origin story of Radioactive Man, the superhero comic book that Bart Simpson reads in The Simpsons. This was fantastic. This is the glow in the dark cover. I'll see if I can make it do it. It's probably too bright in here to be honest still. But there you go. You can see a skeleton. So super cool. This was great. I never knew that like in the whole Simpsons run that Radioactive Man isn't actually Bart Simpson. I'm sorry, Homer Simpson. I always kind of in my head thought like, oh, like when you see it drawn, it's Homer, and when you see Bartman drawn, it's Bart. I never knew it was somebody else, so that's not his actual name. He's got an alias, and this was really cool how he goes to his dad's like power plant, and he's like thought he gets away far enough, then he learns he doesn't, and he gets a lightning bolt through his head, which is on his head. And you're kind of convinced that that's what gives him powers, but he always has the lightning bolt in his head. So like the girl he's in love with, he can't even go talk to her anymore without wearing a hat or like a bucket he puts on at one point. It was really funny, but it was very enjoyable. It was cool reading a book that had a lot more story than all of these, or a lot more like dialogue, I should say. Yeah, I don't know. It's great. I'm glad I got my hands on it for a really good price too, to be honest. I got it really cheap, so but I'll take it. I was like, no, why not? But yeah, definitely check it out. And I went through more of my uncle's comic boxes, and I found 3 more issues of Radioactive Man. So definitely going to dive into those also. I'm going to sort these real quick and figure out my cover of the week, along with my least favorite cover of the week and my read of the week and my least favorite read of the week. So this was my least favorite. So I got my favorite read already, my least favorite read. Tuffy. I actually really like this Mando cover, to be honest. All right, so between all 4 little categories there, I only have 3 books. So my cover of the week is Radioactive Man, #1. Really cool, big fan. I know I was talking about magic before, but the glow in the dark thing just does it for me, and the whole concept was just awesome. This one has the poster on the inside. I'm just too afraid to take it out. My least favorite cover of the week, between everything I read, because of how much I liked the Behold the Behemoth, is going to be the Joker, the Man Who Stops Laughing, is my least favorite cover of the week. Just a little too much. I do like the 2 different color eye concept, And I think that's to prove the difference between the good and the bad Joker, although I don't really know that we have a good Joker. This, however, was also my least favorite read of the week. Like I said, it was kind of too all over the place and just hard to keep up with. It's cool hearing the whole thing being told. Like the narrator in this is the Joker, which is neat. So I do like that. But compared to everything else that I read, like the Mandalorian one is just so good because it's a recap of the season of the show, you know? So, and my read of the week was Hell to Pay, #1. Definitely check this out if you have the time. I thought this was so good. Another cool indie. Image just knows what they're doing and what books to pick up and whatnot. Charles Sewell is my guy. Hey, Phil. Just a big fan of how this went. From the sneakiness and the dark side of the female protagonist, and then her love interest, the male protagonist, kind of being the muscle of the group. It was just so good, and then how it all comes back around to like hell and not. So really cool. The whole thing with the coins, there being too many, super worth it. I don't know. I was shocked reading this how much I liked it. So yeah, and it's a great cover, like Paul said. So but that's legit all I've got for you guys. So again, either late tomorrow I'll do a quick unboxing along with the giveaway for the Grand Slam giveaway. That cuts off in about 2 hours. And then yeah, that's it. Cards on Tuesday, card short. I'm gonna do. Last week I did the Mario cards. I only showed Mario. I might do like Luigi cards. We'll see. I don't know. I still have a lot of other stuff here. So and this week I'll pick up more like Marvel and DC cards at my comic shop because I always thought those are cool. And then what else? Thursday I have a long day, but I'll do my new comic haul day video and then back here Sunday. So and Sunday will be a tough one too. I'm gonna be shot Sunday, but we'll do it in the afternoon. So I appreciate all you guys hanging out and talking in the chat. Again, I wanted to go like 10 minutes. You guys keep me on here, man. I love it. Thank you so much, Spine Ticks and Seth Lordley, for stopping by. Captain Comics, if you're listening, starting in May, I'm actually changing my work hours for about a month or two. I'm going to be working only until 4 p.m., and I want to be on your cover show. Good old cover drawings. This saved me. I felt so stupid not knowing her name. I knew it was like Fen something. Paul, thank you so much for stopping by, dude. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you hanging out with all of us. Phil, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping by. Paul, thank you again. But that's all I've got for you guys. So this week, I hope you all have a safe, fun week. I hope everyone had a good St. Patrick's Day. If you celebrate, I celebrated tonight. Yeah, so I hope everybody stays safe. Enjoy your comics.